Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to talk now about safely oiling our babies. The main thing that I want to start with here is that the most important thing about safely oiling our littles is to do what you feel comfortable doing. Listen to that mama intuition and don't do anything that you're not comfortable with. We always say to do what you feel comfortable with. Maybe what I do for my kiddo you don't feel quite comfortable with yet, and that is okay. So I'm going to give you guys a few guidelines to start and to help you feel more confident about oiling your little people. Young Living suggests that we do 1/8 of the labeled concentration of all oils on babies 0 to 1. So what does that mean? That means we're going to dilute. If you're brand new, maybe you're like, what is dilution? I don't know what that means. That means that we're going to use a carrier oil. This would be an essential oil, and this V6 oil is a carrier oil. And carrier oils are just fattier oils. They're used to help slow down the absorption of the essential oil or to help spread it over a larger area. So we use carrier oil a lot to help our oils last longer and to make them really safe for our little people. So for example, this bottle of lavender, the bottle gives you a ton of great information, so make sure that you're reading your labels. But lavender is so gentle. That's why it's a favorite for us in the mama world. But it says topical, apply 2 to 4 drops directly to desired area, dilution not required except for the most sensitive skin. So this one actually says that dilution is not required. If your baby is under 1, we still always diluted lavender. But then like peppermint, for example, and we'll talk about peppermint in a little bit, this says dilute 1 drop with 4 drops of carrier oil. So 1/8 of that concentration. 1/8, that can seem weird if you're like not into math. So these are great suggestions for adults. So when you're using your bottles and your labels, these are great suggestions for adults. So we know whatever this is suggesting, we're going to dilute a lot more for our little people. So I have a great chart that I'm going to post in the comments afterwards. But our newborns, they get 1 drop of oil to 10 milliliters of carrier oil. To give you guys an idea, this is a 10 milliliter roller bottle. So if I was making up a little roller, we're going to talk about rollers later on in class, I would do 1 drop of oil, so 1 drop of essential oil to 10 milliliters of carrier oil. 2 to 6 months old, that's 1 to 2 drops of essential oil. And then 6 to 12 months old, 1 to 3 drops. 1 to 4 years of age, 4 to 8 drops. So to give you an idea, this is my daughter. She's 2 years old, and this is her immunity roller. And she has, I believe, 5 drops of thieves in here, 2 drops of oregano. So that's 7 drops of essential oil filled with carrier oil. So the good news is when we're oiling little people, our oils last a really long time because we dilute heavily with them. So that's dilution. If you have a question about what it means to dilute, definitely ask me in the comments. I want to read a little excerpt from Deborah Rayburn's Gentle Babies I referenced in my welcome video. She says, for babies 1 day to 2 years old, there are oils listed to be cautious of or to avoid. These include eucalyptus, basil, juniper, peppermint, hyssop, and wintergreen. Children obviously are more delicate. They have more delicate skin. Smells are stronger to them. So when you're using your oils as an adult and you're holding a little one, just be mindful of that when you're using really strong essential oils, that they might be sensitive to those. So I like to put them on my back of my neck when I have a little one and I'm doing lots of nursing and things like that. But the safest place for us to apply oils on us when we are around lots of children or when we are oiling our babes is for their feet. The feet are more porous there and the skin is a lot thicker. So we love to put oils on babies' feet and then just cover up with some socks. They can't touch them. They can't put them in, they can't put them in their mouth, but it's just a safer place for us to use essential oils. So I wanted to show you when we are diluting oils, we use things like roller bottles to make it really convenient to roll on for them. We also will dilute and put in like an old glass baby food jar or a little mason jar to keep things made up. So we're going to talk about teething in a little bit, and I like to have my teething solution made up so that it is ready and I can access it multiple times a day to give my baby lots of great support for her gums. So those are the things that we do to make sure that we're oiling safely. Use some common sense, get a reference guide, ask some questions, and dilute, and you'll be just fine. Your babies are gonna get lots of great support from these oils. Hit me with your questions in the comments, and next up, we are talking about the Seedlings and Kid Sense line that Young Living has that are so amazing. So I'll see you in a bit.